Hello, I'm Nobby. Welcome to my workshop. Last Friday, that's the 4th of July, I celebrated my 3rd anniversary of my YouTube channel. I'm amazed that I've got that far with it, basically, because when I first set the channel up 3 years ago, I was encouraged to do so by my wife, really just to show some of the things that I'd done in the workshop. The object really, I think, then was just sort of sharing what I was doing with members of my family. And at that time I did pick up 2 or 3 subscribers. They were all members of my family, but I put other videos up really for them, but then somehow or other people out there saw my channel, and then gradually there was a build-up of subscribers. Very slowly to start with, only a handful of people watching my channel, but I quickly started getting some comments from people as well. Obviously they knew that I was very new to this hobby of model engineering and model making, and I got a lot of incredibly useful advice from lots of more experienced people. I mean, the record I've got now to date 1,792 subscribers, which I have to say amazes me, and I'm very grateful to everyone that's subscribed to my channel. The impact of this for me has been absolutely wonderful. Making friends with people that I've never met all around the world, not only just here in England where I am, but all over the world, which is absolutely wonderful. I've now recorded 170 videos. I've tried to put a video up each week if I possibly can. I've missed a few. There's been obviously family events, getting COVID at one point, and various other reasons why I've not been able to put one up every week. But I've tried to keep to putting the videos up on a Sunday morning, which I've done now. I wanted to put this video up actually on last Friday, but we had a family event, and we were all the way from home for the whole day and got back very tired in the evening, so I couldn't do it then. But what I've done is I've put this little video in front of my Sunday video, which is to show you a new accessory or tool that I've got in the workshop, something that I bought very cheaply in very poor condition, which was a little project for me to clean it all up and get it sort of usable for the workshop. So I hope you'll be interested in the video. Perhaps if you stick to the very end, you'll see the end result of what I did with this little project, which may be of interest to you. But basically a big vote of thanks to you and gratitude to all the subscribers, particularly those that have given me lots of advice. And there's been some subscribers, one in particular that's helped me a great deal in the workshop with the gift of various bits of equipment for my workshop as well, and in some cases things that I could never really have afforded or justified to buy myself, but they've made such an enormous difference to the way I'm able to work in the workshop now. My big ongoing project for I guess most of this year is building the Ellie steam tram. It's going to take a long time to build it. There's a lot of new skills for me to learn as well. But what I wanted to do with videos like this one is put other videos up in between as well, not just have a complete run of videos on the one subject all the time, which I think you get rather bored with. But anyway, again, many thanks to everyone out there for following me and joining me in the workshop for the various things I'm doing here. So I hope you'll stick with the video and perhaps watch the this new tool that I've got for the workshop. But anyway, I'll say cheers for an hour and see you in further videos, and the one that follows, of course. Hello, I'm Nobby. Welcome to my workshop. A new little item arriving in the workshop today, which I just thought I'd share with you. It's going to be a project as well. Already opened the box here. I don't sort of commonly do unboxing on my channel, but there's the item in question. It's very, very heavy. You probably can already see what it is. It's an old record vise, a small one. There we are. It obviously needs a good clean up and possibly repainting as well, but I was quite keen to get another small vise for the workshop so that I can have it mounted somewhere else in the workshop. I think possibly it's going to be mounted next to my bench drill. See how it looks unwinding it. Well, it seems to be unwinding okay. The jaws obviously are in, or look to be in sort of pretty poor condition, so I'm hoping that the jaws are removable so that they could be replaced. The brand on this is Record, you know, basically an old British company of making workshop equipment, sort of typically known for making vices for metalworking and also woodwork vices as well. This one is marked here, made in England. It's got a 0 on here, so I presume that's the size number, and it says Record here. I think there are quite a number of different manufacturers that made vices in England. This is obviously one of them, Record. There's Woden. There's quite a number of companies that made workshop vices, and of course Record make vices in lots of different sizes. In fact, before I had my workshop set up in 2016, before I actually set the workshop up, I bought a vice ready for the workshop. If I move the camera around a bit and swing it around, you've probably seen this vice in other videos I made. This is this one. Again, I mean, this is branded Record, but most likely this would have been made in Asia somewhere, not made in England. There's nothing on it to indicate that it's made in England. It obviously has the Record name on it, but there's so much that's made in other countries now, China and India and places like that. And on this one, when I got the vice, one of the first things I did was I bought a little section of angled aluminium to make two little protectors for the jaws of the vice, and to give the slightly softer grip to some materials as well. But what I did quite some time back now is I replaced the steel jaws with jaws made out of aluminium. You can buy jaw protectors as well. I've got some here. These are branded Draper, and they are jaws which, if you've got steel jaws in, these will attach magnetically, but obviously with aluminium that's not going to work, but they can be popped in there, and you've got rubber grips on here. You can also get similar things to this with fibre grips to them as well. So I made up these. I know a lot of people make these jaw protectors out of copper, but to buy a bar of copper with these dimensions would cost more than I paid for the vise, I think. On the back of the vise, it's got a little anvil area here as well. A lot of people make the mistake of hammering onto this part of the vise, the moving jaw of the vise, which is obviously a no-no, but you have got this little area here, and there are marks on it. I have used this, but since then I've got a little anvil in the workshop anyway now. So that's the device that, I've had this now for before the workshop was set up, so I probably had this from the beginning of 2016. But let's swing the camera around back to the other one, bring you in a bit closer. So that's going to be a little project for me to take this apart and give it a good clean up, and repaint all the parts that were originally painted. You can, it's very, very dirty, but you can see this was originally painted in blue, so I'll see if I can find a nice enamel paint to paint this in. I'm not sure if I'm going to paint it in blue though. Quite a lot of the machinery in my workshop is green, so I might paint this in green instead, but I probably won't film restoring this. I don't think it's going to be that interesting, but obviously at some point I'll show this when it's been sort of smartened up a bit, so you see what it looks like. Anyway, that's my little record vise. I'm quite pleased with it. It certainly looks all right, and the jaws close up quite nicely. If push comes to shove, I obviously would have to use the jaws that are in it and probably make a couple of little protectors for it. So there we are. So anyway, thanks for joining me again, and I'll see you in another video. Bye for now. That's how the vise turned out once I'd taken it all apart and gave it a good clean up, and then after I've done that I sort of re-sprayed it. It's sprayed in a really nice green, nice sort of dark green. It turned out to really nice in the end. The thing that I had a big struggle with was removing the screws here that held the hard jaws in place. I managed to get them out of the moving jaw reasonably easy, but did need to apply quite a lot of heat to the steel jaw and the casting itself to release the screws. But on the hard jaw, on the fixed side, I had terrible trouble getting the screws out. I applied a lot of heat to it. Also soaked some WD-40 around the screws, but I just couldn't get the screws out. In the end, I had to use an impact screwdriver and beat on that with a hammer, and eventually they crack free. So it did damage the screws quite badly, but I wanted to replace the screws anyway with new ones. But you see, I've made aluminium jaw faces for it rather than use the steel ones that came with it, because obviously they've got a very aggressive surface to them for a lot of the things I do. So I'd much prefer to have aluminium ones. I can't really afford the material to put copper jaws in, which would have been nice, but copper flat bar is very expensive. I mean, I could have made them out of brass, I guess, but aluminium worked out really well on the bigger vise I've got, so I thought, oh, I'll just stick with that. That worked out really well. Couldn't really do anything really with the handle here because that was quite badly rusty, but I've just very gently cleaned it up, and it's all working fine now. It's quite nice that this is an English made vise as well. There's the record name here, and the usual sort of made in England on this side. So reassembled it all. I've replaced it, as I mentioned, replaced these screws. I managed to find someone selling some new old stock screws. These are 316 by 24 Whitworth screws. So I bought a small quantity of those. So I've got nice new screws in here, countersunk well below the faces of the jaws here as well. The aluminium here, I just bought a length of that, so all I had to do really was cut it to length and then just sort of machine the ends up. But I've got more of this now, so that in the future, if these jaws become badly damaged or marked, obviously I can replace them, sort of make brand new ones for it if I require to in the future. So I'm quite pleased with how it turned out. It looks very smart now, not as good as new, but it's all working fine. Everything's been very well lubricated on the screw thread on here. So I mean, hopefully that'll last me many years, probably outlive me. But the next thing is to find somewhere suitable in the workshop to mount this one up. I'll probably mount it next to the older of my drill presses, because I have got a small vise next to that anyway, which I use quite a lot. It's one that clamps into position, but this one I can obviously bolt firmly down to the board that the drill press is mounted on. Anyway, that's it basically. Thanks for joining me, and hope that you saw the video right to the end, because I'd wound it up after I unboxed the video in the start. So if you stuck with me, at least you'll see what it looks like, all painted up and nice. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.